Scoony 7 bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. And this is welcome to our next live game in the Philadelphia Phillies replay of the 2008 season. I'm Scoony 7 welcoming you to another exciting game here with more Phillies baseball. And in today's game, it's going to be the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. But before we do, let's take a look at the standings like we always do before every game. So let's take a look around the league and see how everybody is doing. In first place in the NL East, we've got the New York Mets at 13-6. They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. First place by a game over the Florida Marlins, who are right now 13-8, 1 game back. The Phillies are 11-10. They're 3 games behind the Mets. The Braves 9-12. They're 5 games out, and the Nationals are 7-14. They are 7 games out. In the NL Central, the Cubs 16-5, first place right now with a 4-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals at 12-9. They are 4 games back. The Astros are 11-11. They're at 500 right now, 5.5 back behind the Cubs. The Reds 9-13, and the Brewers, who come into today's game at 8-12, both at 7.5 games back. Reds are 9-13, and the Brewers are at 8-12. Pirates down there in the cellar in the NL Central at 7-13. They are 8.5 back. In the NL West, we've got the Padres at 15-6. First place right now. The Dodgers close behind at 13-8, 2 games behind there. The Diamondbacks 10-11, 5 games out. The Rockies are 7-14. They are 8 games out of first place. And the Giants, who are 6-15, are 9 games out in first place. Taking a look over at the American League side, the Baltimore Orioles lead the AL East. They are 12-8. They have a 1-game lead right now over the Boston Red Sox, who are 12-10 with 1 game behind that. Tied at 10-11 are the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays, both at 10-11. They are 2.5 games out of first. And the Rays are 9-11. They are 3 games out of first. In the AL Central, we've got the Cleveland Indians sitting on top there at 13-7, with the Chicago White Sox, who are a game and a half behind, at 11-8. Tigers are 10-8. They are 3.5 games out, followed by the Kansas City Royals, who are 8-12. They are 5 games out. And lastly, down there in the cellar, it is the Minnesota Twins at 6-14. They are 7 games out. In the AL West, we've got the Angels at 15-6. They have a 4-game lead over the Athletics, who are 11-10. Rangers at 9-12, 6 games back, and the Marlins and the Mariners, who are 8-13, 7 games back. Angels right now on a 10-0 run on the road. They have not lost a home game yet in this replay. So that is a look at the standings and a look around the league right now as we get ready to start today's game.
Play ball!
And we're here at Miller Park. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Philadelphia Phillies. Leading off, the right fielder, Jason Worth. Batting second, the third baseman, Greg Dobbs. Batting third, the second baseman, Chase Utley. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Ryan Howard. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Pat Burrell. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Shane Victorino. Batting seventh, the catcher, Carlos Ruiz. Batting 8th, the shortstop, Eric Burnett. And batting 9th, the pitcher, Cole Hamels. On the mound for the Brew Crew, it is David Bush, who comes into today's game with a 5.22 ERA. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 20 and 2/3 of an inning, allowed 19 hits, 13 strikeouts, and 12 walks. We're here at Miller Park, which will give a +2 to strikeouts and a +1 to walk. And with that, we are ready to start as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. And Jason Worth makes his way up into the batter's box. Worth batting a 205. And the pitch. First pitch of the game is a 5-3, column 5, row 3. We're going to start this game off with a range play. So what we do is, to determine the outcome of the play, the red die is the number going across. The white die is the row that we look at. And that's how we determine the outcome of the play. So for right now, it is a range play. So on a range play, we check the first number of the outfielder's arms. And with that, whose range are we checking? We now roll for Jason Worth. And that's going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. So same on the batter card. Red die is the column. The white die is the row. So column 1, row 3. It's a ground ball to Weeks. His range is on a 1-3.
Deep in the hole, tough chance.
And that is a 4. So we take 1d6, roll it against his range play rating on a 1-3. The 4 is too high, and with that, Jason Worth will lead off with a base hit.
He doesn't have it.
So Worth is on, and he leads off with a base hit. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Milwaukee Brewers. Braun out there in left field. Kepler will be in center. Hart at right. Going around the horn, we've got Hall at third. Hardy's playing short. Weeks at second. Fielder will be on first. Kendall will be behind the plate. And Bush is on the mound. Greg Dobbs batting an 0-43. Strategy rolls a 17. Every time you have a runner on base, we roll for strategy. 17. Phillies are staying pat right now. The infield is at double play depth, and here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3, strikeout on a 1-11. Remember, we add 2 to the strikeout range, so that's how we get the 11. The 10 is too high. 10 in range. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And that'll put 1 away. Next up, Chase Utley batting a 315. Strategy roll is a 9. Phillies once again standing pat. Infield double play depth still. And here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a double star. So double star, we take a look at the double star line. If you're playing along and you're playing the actual physical game, you'll roll 1d6 to determine what the auto out is. In the PC game, it will randomly choose it. And in this case, it is going to be a ground ball to Hardy, to the shortstop. Hardy will make the catch. And with that, that'll be a 2. We are going to check for double play rating. That is a 2, 0. Weeks being the pivot, that is a 0. So it is a 2. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating. That is a 5. It is high. So Worth will get forced down at second. So if the roll is higher than the base run rating at first, it is a force out at second.
Out.
And with that, Utley is on. Excuse me there. Utley is on with a base hit. So with that, Ryan Howard due up. Howard is batting a 190. Strategy rolls 11. Infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. That's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It is a range play, and we have the @ symbol. So anytime you roll the @ symbol, you're going to resolve the play using the ballpark card. We're going to go to Miller Park. It's Miller time for this play. 1-3, column 1, row 3, power hit to Hart. So on the power hit line, H question mark, that is the outcomes there. On a 1 to 10, it's a single. 11 to 12, it's a double. Triple will be a 13 to 15, and a home run on a 16 to 20. It's a 13. That's going to be good for a triple.
Looked in the air to shallow right. He's coming on.
But we check for his range play. Hart's range is a 3. That's going to be a 6. Hart can't get it. He's chasing it at the warning track. And with that, Howard will hustle to third.
Moving over for it, and it's past him.
Utley scores on an RBI triple, and the Phillies strike first. It's 1-0 Phillies. Next up, it's Pat Brill. Brill batting a 286. Strategy roll is a 10. Infield at normal depth. Runner in scoring position. Here is the pitch to Pat Brill. Brill, 6-5, column 6, row 5, strikeout on a 1 to 14. That is a 10. Struck him out.
Great call.
So 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Phillies. We go to the bottom of the first. And here is the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. Hey there, Clue. Welcome. Glad you're able to join us today here at Miller Park for some great Phillies baseball. And let's take a look here at the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. Leading off, the second baseman, Ricky Weeks. Batting second, the center fielder, Gabe Kepler. Batting third, the left fielder, Ryan Braun. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Prince Fielder. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Corey Hart. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Bill Hall. Batting seventh, the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Dave Bush. And batting ninth, the catcher, Jason Kendall. On the mound for the Fightin' Phils, it is Cole Hamels. Hamels coming into today's game with a 3.0 ERA. He's got 2 wins and no losses, 27 innings pitched, 26 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And with that, Ricky Weeks batting a 138. He'll step up into the batter's box. Cole Hamels ready to go. And here is the pitch. Hamels, 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a strikeout. On a range of a 1 to 13, the 15 is too high. We roll for Weeks. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be a single past Burnett, the shortstop. And with that, Ricky Weeks will lead off with a base hit.
Everybody clap your hands.
So both leadoff guys, Worth and Weeks, get on leadoff with a base hit. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Philadelphia Phillies. Pat Brill will be out there in left field. Victorino will be in center field. Worth at right field. Going around the horn, we've got Dobbs on third. Burnett's playing short. Utley's at second. Ryan Howard's on first. Ruiz will be behind the plate. And Cole Hamels will be on the mound. No outs, runner on first. Infield is at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 17. Kepler coming up. Brewers holding off on strategy, and here is the pitch to Kepler. Kepler 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's a possible error. 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a double star 5. So on a double star 5, we come up, take a look at the double star line, and that is a fly ball to Victorino. The error range check is the number in the bracket. That is a 1 to 3. That is a 12. No error there by Victorino. He'll make the catch. and that'll put one away. And with that, infield stays at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 16, and Ryan Braun will step up. He's batting a 321. And the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. Home run on a 1-15. The 16 is too high. 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a double to Victorino.
It's a double.
Reeks will go to third. He'll get the stop sign there. He'll hold at third. Braun will go to second. Base run rating is a 1. It's a -1 from first to home. And with that, we check the first die. That is a 5. And if the roll is higher than the base run rating, he will hold. All right, runners are on second and third. And with that, Prince Fielder, who's batting a 370, steps up. Strategy roll is a 4, and here is the pitch. Brewers holding off. 6-5, column 6, row 5, possible error. Whose error range are we checking? And that's going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, fly ball to Pratt Burrell. He'll make the catch. Error range is a 13. That is a 4 outside of the error range.
You're out.
And that is a failed SF roll. However, we do check for runner advancement, and Weeks will score on the sac fly. And just like that, the Brewers come back to tie the game up at 1. So, runner on second. Corey Hart is up, and with 2 outs, we had a +1 to the base run rating. Hart batting a 175, and here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 7. Brewers holding off. 3-2, column 3, row 2, strikeout plus. So on a strikeout plus, we had 10 to that range. That is a 20. Well, we had 10 plus the 2 from the Miller Park. So we had 12. That is a 20. That is an 18. Struck him out looking.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
So 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors, and the Brewers will leave 1 stranded. After 1, we're tied at 1. We go to the top of the second. Shane Victorino, Carlos Ruiz, and Eric Burnett due up for the Phillies. Shane Victorino batting a 260, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's a fly ball to Kepler. Kepler's range is a 1.
Liner into center. Will it stay up?
That is a 1. Kepler will make the catch.
Terrific play.
On a sliding dive, he'll make the catch and put 1 away. Carlos Ruiz is up. He's batting a 213, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Miller Park. And the response, 6-2, column 6, row 2. Fly ball back there to Kepler. Kepler will make the catch. And that puts 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down, and Eric Burnett is up. He's batting a 240. And the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a blank. 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a single past Weeks. So with that, Eric Burnett will keep the inning alive and get on with a base hit. Next up, it's Cole Hamels. Hamels batting a 364. Strategy rolls a 7. Phil's holding off, and the pitch to Cole Hamels. 3-5, column 3, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-23, that is a 10. Struck him out.
He struck him out.
And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Phillies will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. Bill Hall, J.J. Hardy, and Dave Bush due up for the Brewers. Bill Hall batting a .236, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, range play. Whose range are we checking? 1-1, column 1, row 1, line drive to Ryan Howard. His range is on a 1-2.
Line drive.
That is a 5. It'll go past him, and that's going to be good for a base, for a single.
Let that ball get by him.
And with that, Bill Hall will lead off with a base hit. J.J. Hardy due up now. He's batting a .261. Strategy rolls a 13. Runner on first. Infield is at double play depth. And here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Worth. Now, Hardy being a right-handed batter, so on the pitcher card, we look to the right-handed side of the slash.
Out!
And that'll put one away. Dave Bush up. Bush batting a .286. Strategy rolls a 17. Brewers holding off, and the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a wild pitch on a 1-2. It's a passed ball. It's a 17. Nothing happens. Over to Bush. 6-6, column 6, row 6. Ground ball to Burnett. And with that, we take a look for the double play rating. 0 for Utley being the pivot. Ground double play rating is a 1. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Hall's base run range is a 2. We take 1d6. That is a 2. It is equaled to the base run rating, but it is greater than the ground double play rating. So with that, Hall will advance, and in this play, the out is at first.
Out!
So 2 outs, and the Brewers will move a runner over to first, and with that, Jason Kendall is up. He's batting a .300. Strategy roll is a 15. Brewers holding out. And remember, with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, home run. On a 1-2, the 18 is too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5, power hit to Pat Burrell. That is a 6. That's going to be good for a single. And with that is a 6. All runners will hold. So with 2 outs, we go to the top of the order. Ricky Weeks due up. And I will be right back in 1 second. All right, top of the order. Ricky Weeks is 1 for 1 with a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Miller Park. Whose range are we checking? 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a ground ball to Utley. His range is on a 1-5.
Deep in the hole, tough chance.
That is a 4. Utley will make the catch.
Terrific play.
And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors, but the Brewers will leave 2 stranded. After 2, we're still tied at 1. We go to the top of the third and top of the order for the Phillies. Jason Worth, Greg Dobbs, and Chase Utley due up for the Phillies. Jason Worth, 1 for 1, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-2. Column 4, row 2. Double star, fly ball back there to Kepler. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Greg Dobbs, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He struck out his last time up. The pitch to Dobbs. 6-2. Column 6, row 2. And in this case, Dobbs being a left-handed batter, he'll draw the walk plus. So walk plus, same thing as a strikeout plus, where we'll add 10 to that range. That is a 1 to 16. We add the plus 1, so that's where we get the 16. That is a 10, and with that, Greg Dobbs will lead off. Will get on by a walk.
Outside. Base on ball.
So that's the first walk allowed by Dave Bush. And next up, it is going to be, well, we have a strategy roll over 2. It is going to be a pickoff attempt. Dobbs being a left, that's going to be a plus 1. That's going to be plus 1 with a -2. That's going to be a -1. It's going to be a 14 or less. They are going to send Dobbs. That is a 12. Dobbs does steal second.
Safe.
So with that, Dobbs will move over to second base. Chase Utley, 0 for 1 with a run scored. And here is the pitch. To Utley, 3-2. Column 3, row 2. It's a range play. 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a double star 1. It's a fly ball to Braun, whose range is on a 1 to 3.
Swing and a fly ball left field.
Left field, that is a 6. He can't make it. That's going to be good for a double for Chase Utley.
That is over his head, and that is out to the fence.
As Braun will chase that to the wall, throws it quickly back there to Utley, but a run scores on an RBI double by Chase Utley. Phillies 2-1. Ryan Howard up. Howard is 1 for 1 today with a triple and an RBI. Strategy rolls an 18, and here is the pitch. The pitch to Howard, 1 out. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a blank. Howard, 2-1 as well. Column 2, row 1. Double star 1. Fly ball back there to Broad, who will make the catch.
You're out.
And that'll put 2 away. Utley will hold at second. Strategy roll is a 1, and that's going to be another steal attempt. Utley on second. They are sending him. He'll go to third. Error range for Kendall. That is an error on a 1 to 2. His error range is a 1 to 4. That is a 3. It goes past Hall. It's a throwing error. And with that on an error by Jason Kendall, will score another run by Chase Utley. It's 3-1 Phillies. So the bases are cleared as Pat Burrell will come up. And here is the pitch. And that is a 4-5, column 4, row 5, strikeout on a 1 to 14. The 19 is too high. 6-2, column 6, row 2, double star 5. It's a ground ball to Hall. Hall will see it, make the catch in time, throws it over to fielder.
Out!
And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 1 hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of, and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the third. Gabe Kepler, Ryan Braun, and Prince Fielder due up for the Brew Crew. Kepler is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6, strikeout on a 1 to 10. That is a 7. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Ryan Braun. Braun 1 for 1, doubled his last time up at bat. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1, strikeout. On a 1 to 10, that is a 6. Struck him out.
Struck him out.
So 2 away, and that's going to bring up Prince Fielder, who has an RBI. He's 0 for 0, and here is the pitch to Fielder. 3-2, column 3, row 2, strikeout on a 1. It's a strikeout plus on a 1 to 22. That is a 19, and Cole Hamels has struck out the side.
Great call.
So three up, 3 down by Cole Hamels in succession, strikes out the side and retires the Brewers in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 3, it's Phillies 3, Brewers 1. We go to the top of the 4th. Shane Victorino, Carlos Ruiz, and Eric Burnett due up for the Phillies. Shane Victorino 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Victorino being a switch hitter, so he's batting left today. That's going to be a walk plus. Remember, we add 11 to that range for the walk plus. That is a 19. That is a 6, and that is going to be good for a walk.
Walking. Good base on balls.
So Victorino will trot on down to first, and that's going to bring up Carlos Ruiz. 0 for 1, strategy rolls a 14, Phillies holding off, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Miller Park. 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a single plus 8 to Kepler. So on an S plus 8, it's going to be a single. And on S plus number of results, all runners will advance 2 bases regardless. Victorino goes to third. Ruiz is on first, but does he advance? Does he take that single and stretch it into a double? Let's find out. We take 1d6, roll it against the base run rating of Carlos Ruiz, and if the roll is equal to or less than the adjusted base run rating, the runner is safe with a double, and with that, Carlos Ruiz will make that a double. Shane Victorino gets the stop sign. He'll hold at third, sorry. And with that, the Phillies now have runners on second and third. So no outs and runners on second and third. Eric Burnett is up. He's 1 for 1. Strategy rolls a 10. Phillies holding off, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, strikeout. 6-5, column 6, row 5, ground ball to Fielder, who'll make the play. And are they going to try to score the run? They are. Are they going to go for the auto out at first? They are. So with that, the out being at first, Victorino will score. Ruiz will go to third.
Out.
It's 1 out and at an RBI. It's an RBI for Eric Burnett. So 4-1 Phillies, and that's going to bring up Cole Hamels. Hamels struck out his last time up. Strategy roll is a 3. And here is the pitch to Barnett. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4, strikeout. On a 1 to 23, that is an 8. Struck him out.
He struck him out.
And with that, 2 outs. Runner on third. We go to the top of the order. Jason Worth, 1 for 2. Strategy rolls a 15, and here is the pitch. Worth 5-6, column 5, row 6, possible error. 6-4, column 6, row 4, it's a single to Braun. Error range is a 0, so there is going to be no error there. That is a 1, it is too high. Remember, on an error check, it is the number in the bracket that we check. RBI single by Jason Worth, and that's going to bring home Carlos Ruiz. It's 5-1 Phillies.
Everybody clap your hands.
And with that, Bush can face 7 more batters. His pull rating is at 0. The bullpen right now for the Brew Crew starting to warm up there. Greg Dobbs, 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. Strategy rolls a 17, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a blank. Strategy roll 17. Remember, the Phillies are holding off with 2 outs. 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a ground ball to fielder who will make the catch. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, but the Phillies will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Corey Hart, Bill Hall, and J.J. Hardy due up for the Brew Crew. Corey Hart, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up at bat. And here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3. Possible error on a ground ball. 3-2, column 3, row 2. Ground ball to Utley. Utley's error range is on a 1-3. That is a 1. It's an error. Also boot the ball. And with that, Corey Hart will get on by an error on an E4.
Everybody clap your hands.
Strategy roll is a 7. That's going to constitute in a hit and run attempt. And here's how hit and runs work. All ground double plays will get a -2. Base run ratings will get a +2. All home run and walk ratings are cut in half. We round those down. Lineouts are double plays. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. With that, Bill Hall, 1 for 1. And here is the pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1-16, that is a 9. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
So we're going to check for the steal. Hart's range, stolen base rating is a 14. That is a 5.
Safe.
And with that, Hart will steal second. So 1 out, runner in scoring position. J.J. Hardy is up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 12. Philly infield normal depth. The pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4, double star. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Victorino. Victorino will make the catch.
You're out.
Hart will get the hold sign, and that'll put 2 away. And with that, Dave Bush is up. Strategy roll is a 10. Bush 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1, wild pitch. So on a 1-2, it's a passed ball. It's a 3. Nothing happens. 3-6, column 3, row 6, ground ball. Top Ryan Howard. Howard will make the catch, tag the base, and retire the side. No runs, no hits, but 1 error, and the Brewers will leave 1 stranded. After 4, it's Phillies 5, Brewers 1. We go to the top of the 5th. Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Pat Burrell due up for the Phils. Chase Utley 1 for 2 with a double, 2 runs, and an RBI. Taking a look here at Dave Bush, he can face 6 more batters before he's considered tired. And then we'll talk about the tired ratings once that comes into play. Chase Utley, 1 for 2 again. Remember, he has a double, 2 runs and an RBI, and here is the pitch. Bush still got something left in the tank, 3-1. Column 3, row 1, possible error on a ground ball. 3-3, column 3, row 3, it's a pop-up. Hardy underneath it.
You're out!
And it goes plop into his glove. 1 away, Ryan Howard, 1 for 2 with a triple and an RBI. And here is the pitch to Howard. Howard, 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-13, the 19 is too high. 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a single out there in the center field. And with that, Howard is on with a base hit.
Everybody clap your hands.
Strategy rolls a 3. The Phillies are holding off. Pat Burrell up. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. The 19 is too high. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Kepler. Kepler will make the catch.
You're out!
As Kepler doesn't have to move and it go right, plops into his glove. 2 outs. And Shane Victorino is up. Runner on first, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And here is the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's going to be a wild pitch. So for Dave Bush on a 1-7, it's a wild pitch. On an 8-9, it's a passed ball. It's a 17, nothing happens. 2-6, column 2, row 6. It's a ground ball to Hall. He'll make the catch for Hall.
Out!
And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and the Phillies will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Jason Kendall, Ricky Weeks, and Gabe Kepler due up for the Brew Crew. Jason Hall, 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1, strikeout plus. On a 1-17, that is a 2. Struck him out looking.
Swing and a miss! Struck him out!
And that, my friends, is the old backwards K. Struck him out looking. And 1 away, and we go to the top of the order. Ricky Weeks, 1 for 2 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 15. It's a little bit too high. Doesn't strike out Weeks. 5-3, column 5, row 3. However, that is going to be good for a double out there into center field.
And it's a double.
So Weeks will hustle the second as Victorino throws the ball back to Barnett and holds him at second.
Everybody clap your hands.
Kepler 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 15. Brewers holding off. The pitch 6-3, column 6, row 3, strikeout 1-10. The 14, a little bit too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's going to be a single down the third baseline to Dobbs. And with that, Weeks will hold. He would go from second to home on a base run rating of a 5 through 6. That is a 4. The stop sign goes up. Runners on the corners as Ryan Braun will step up. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-10. That is a 5. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out.
So 2 away. And that's going to bring up Prince Fielder. Fielder is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and an RBI. Strategy roll 14. Brewers holding off. The pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3, strikeout. 1-12, the 18 is too high. Fielder, 2-1, column 2, row 1, fly ball back there to Victorino. He'll make the catch.
Out!
And that will retire the
Be
side.
sure to visit our concession stands.
And that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors after 5. It's Phillies 5, Brewers 1. We go to the top of the 6th. Carlos Ruiz, Eric Barnett, and Cole Howells due up for the Phillies. Do want to make a quick note here. If you guys are enjoying the replay here, remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Carlos Ruiz 1 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. Dave Bush can face 2 more batters before he's considered tired. Taking a look over at the Brewers bullpen, that is starting to get warmed up there. We see some activity going on. So this could be the last inning for Dave Bush. Carlos Ruiz, here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Possible error on a ground ball. Whose error range are we checking? 1-1, column 1, row 1. Fly ball back there to Kepler.
You're out!
Kepler will make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Eric Barnett, 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 6. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
So 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up Cole Hamels. Dave Bush now tired, so the fatigue ratings now come into play. So if we roll a 2-3, a 6-3, or a 6-6 and bring up the double question mark, Dave Bush will be removed. We'll have to bring in a relief pitcher. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a blank. We go to Hamels, 0 for 2, struck out his last 2 times up. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Ground ball down the third baseline to Hall. He'll make the catch.
Out!
And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Phillies go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Corey Hart, Bill Hall, and J.J. Hardy due up for the Brewers. Cole Hamels can face 6 more batters. Corey Hart 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1, strikeout. On a 1-10, the 13 is too high. 3-6, column 3, row 6. It's a double to Victorino.
He rocks one to right center field. That'll shoot the gap and go to the wall, and one hops the wall.
It's a 1-hop off the wall. Victorino quickly recovers it, throws it into Barnett, and now will hold hard at second. Bill Hall, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 16. Brewers holding off, and the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? 5-2, column 5, row 2. Double star 1. It's going to be a fly ball to Barnett. Error range on a 1-4. That is a 4. That's going to be an error. It's a 1-base error as Barnett goes to throw it but drops it. And that'll put runners on the corners. E7 as they're going to score that one for Pat Brill. So no outs, runners on the corners. J.J. Hardy comes up, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star, fly ball back there to Worth. Worth will make the catch.
You're out!
And that is a failed SF roll. However, that is a 4. If the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. He does not. That is a 4. It is high. We go to the rundown chart. And with that, the runner quickly out. No others will advance. Worth throws it to home, and he is tagged out at the plate.
Out.
So 2 outs, runner on first. And that is going to bring up David Bush, who is 0 for 2. Thank you, Clue. We let the dice do the talking here. Strategy roll is an 18, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, strikeout on a 1-21. That is an 18, and they strike out David Bush.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And Cole Hamels gets out of a jam there. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, but and they will leave 1 stranded. After 6, it's Phillies 5, Brewers 1. We go to the top of the 7th, and with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound. So Bush coming out. So we will go to the Milwaukee bullpen. Let's see who they're going to bring in. Who do the Brewers bring in? We've got a left, right, right. They're going to have to bring in Brian Slouch. Actually, they're going to bring in Mitch Slater. Mitch Slater will come in. Or Brian Slouch. They're going to bring in Brian Slouch for right now. Slouch will come into the game with a 3 with a 4.34 ERA. He's got no wins and no losses. He's pitched 8 1/3 of an inning, allowed 10 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Dave Bush, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Leaves the game with an ERA of a 5.39. Top of the order for the Phillies, it's Worth, Dobbs, and Utley due up. Jason Worth, 2 for 3 today with an RBI. And here is the pitch as we start the top of the 7th inning, 1-2. Column 1, row 2, we're going to start this off with a walk. On a 1-11, that is a 6. Now, Worth being a right-handed batter, so remember, on the pitcher card, we look to the right-handed side of that slash. And with that, that's going to be a walk.
Walks, and that wasn't close.
So with that, Worth is on first. And Greg Dobbs 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. And here is the pitch to Dobbs. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Strikeout plus on a 1-21. That is a 13. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Chase Utley. Utley 1 for 3 with a double, a run, and an RBI. Runner on first. Strategy rolls, by the way, are turned off, and the reason they're turned off is we take the difference in the score. So it is a 4-run game. 5-1, the difference is 4. We take that, add it to the inning that we're in. We're in the 7th inning. We get an 11 if we add those numbers together. So until we bring the number down to 10 or less, strategy is turned off right now. Chase Utley, 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a strike. On a 1-10, the 18 is too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. However, it is a ground ball to Weeks. Does it become a double play? No, it's a fielder's choice. That's a -1. That's a -2. We can't go less than 0 in the ground double play rating. However, Worth will get forced out at second because the roll is higher than the base run rating.
Out!
And Utley is on. So we go now to Ryan Howard, and with that, Brian Stokes is tired. Howard, 2 for 3 with a triple and an RBI. Runner on first with 2 outs. And the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-18. That is a 2. Struck him out and sing. Take me out to the ball game.
Peace.
So no runs, no hits, no errors, but the Phillies will leave one stranded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Jason Kendall, Ricky Weeks, Gabe Kepler due up for the Brew Crew. So let's take a look at the box score of the game so far after 6.5 have been played here at Miller Park. Phillies scored a run in the first, 2 runs in the third, and 2 runs in the fourth. It's 5 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. The Brewers scored a run in the first, 1 run on 7 hits and 1 error. 14 hits right now between both teams. Taking a look at Cole Hamels, he can face 2 more batters, so the Phillies got some action right now in their bullpen. Jason Kendall, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And the pitch. Kendall, 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's going to be good for a walk. On a 1-11, that is a 1, and that's going to be a walk.
Outside. Base on ball.
So with that, they walk Kendall, and we go to the top of the order, Ricky Weeks, who is 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. And here is the pitch. Hamels, 1 more batter, 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a walk on a 1-19. The 13 is too high. The 13 in range.
Walking. Good base on balls.
And that'll put runners on first and second. And with that, they're going to come out and take the ball from Hamels. So Cole Hamels is now done, as the Phillies will go to their bullpen. And the Phillies are going to bring in Rudy Sainez. Then let's see, Clay Cordy, Chad. Yep, they're going to bring in Chad Durbin. Durbin will come into the game with a 2.31 ERA. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 11 2/3 of an inning, allowed 9 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Cole Hamels, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, an ERA of a 2.73. Kepler is up. He's 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Home run on a 1-8. That is a 3. It's a 3-run home run by Gabe Kepler.
Fly ball. Deep to left field. Hooking down the line. Gone. Towering fly ball.
Fly ball down the left field side. Pat Rule goes back, and he can't get it, and that ball is into the stands. And the Brewers come back with a 3-run home run within 1. And with that, Ryan Braun will step up. He's 1 for 3. Here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-13, that is an 11. Struck him out. So that'll put one away. Prince Fielder 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and an RBI. 1-2, column 1, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-12, the 19 is too high. 2-5, column 2, row 5, line drive up the middle to Durbin. He'll make the catch.
Out.
And that'll put 2 away. Corey Hart 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. And that's going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Miller Park. It's Miller time. 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 1. It's going to be a ground ball down the third baseline to Dobbs, who will make the catch.
Ow.
And that will retire the side. So 3 runs, 1 hit, no errors after 7. It's Phillies 5. Brewers came back to 4. With the 3 runs, they now make it a 1-run game. It's Phillies 5, Brewers 4. We go to the top of the 8th. Pat Burrell, Shane Victorino, and Carlos Ruiz due up for the Phillies. No changes to the Brewers lineup. However, Brian Slouch is done. And they are going to bring in, it looks like they're going to bring in David Risky. Yep, David, let's see. Actually, they're going to bring in Seth McClung. Actually, no, they are going to go with David Risky. That is his card. So Risky will come in with a 12.09 ERA. No wins, no losses. He's pitched 6 2/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Brian Slouch. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 13.87. Chad, so with that, Pat Burrell will be up. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Are they going to let Burrell take the hit? No, they are not. Pat Burrell will not be taking the hit here. And instead, they're going to bring in Brad Harmon. Harmon will come in. First time we're seeing him. He's played in 3 games, however. Harmon, 6'2", column 6, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-7, the 16 is too high. 3-5, column 3, row 5. It's a ground ball to Hall down to shortstop.
Out.
Hall will make the catch, and that's going to bring up Shane Victorino. Victorino is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Victorino going to take the hit here. He's batting left today for 4. Column 4, row 4, that's going to be a walk on a 1-9. The 17 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3, fly ball back there to Kepler. Kepler goes underneath it, makes the catch.
You're out.
And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Curtis Ruiz is up. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run. Ruiz. 5-2, column 5, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-8, the 17 is too high. Ruiz 1-2, column 1, row 2, ground ball down the first baseline to Fielder. Fielder will make the catch.
You're out.
And that will retire the side. Eric Barnett coming into... And they are going to bring in Taguchi to play left field. So Taguchi will be out there in left field. With that, it's 3 up, 3 down as the Brewers retire the Phillies in order Also, we are going to make a quick change here. Dobbs at third is out, and they're going to bring in Pedro Feliz to take over at third. So Feliz will take over. No double switch there by the Phillies. And it is going to be Bill Hall, J.J. Hardy, and David Risky due up. Chad Durbin, done. And they're going to bring in Ryan Madison. That is his card. I just want to double check to make sure Madison. Yep. Ryan Madison will come in. So Madison comes into the game with a 6.0 ERA. No wins, 2 losses. He's pitched 9 innings, allowed 10 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Cole Hamels and Chad Durbin. Hamels, who went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, has an ERA of a 3.28. Chad Durbin went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, and ERA of a 2.84. Bill Hall 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout plus on a 1-27. That's a 17. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
1 away, and that's going to bring up J.J. Hardy. Hardy, who is 0 for 3. Hardy going to take the hit. 6-6, column 6, row 6, possible error. Whose error range are we checking? 5-3, column 5, row 3. It's a double to worth. His error range is a 0, so no error there. That's going to be a 15. That's going to drop in for a double.
And it's a double.
And with that, Hardy is on. So they're going to leave Hardy on. Strategy rolls a 1. David Risky. And here is the pitch. Ooh. Risky, they are going to let him take the pitch here. 6-6. Column 6, row 6. Possible error. 6-4. Column 6, row 4. That is a double to Victorino. Error range is a 10. That is a 3.
And it's a double.
And we have a tie game, and Risky has an RBI single. So Jason Kendall is up. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. Strategy rolls an 11. Madison, 1 more batter, 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a range play. Whose range are we checking? 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a single to Barnett. His range is on a 1-3.
Hard ground ball up the middle.
That is a 4.
Let that ball get by him.
It gets by him. Barnett can't make the play in time. Runners on the corners. And with that, we go to the top of the order, Ricky Weeks, who is 2 for 3 with a double, a walk, and 2 runs. Madison tired. They are going to pull him. And they are going to bring in Rudy Sainez. They're going to bring in CJ Romeo instead. Romeo is going to come in. He does have a special K rating. We will talk about that when that comes up. Weeks, 2 for 3 with a double, a walk, and 2 runs. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll 12. 3-1, column 3, row 1, strikeout plus on a 1-23. That is an 8. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
And next up, Gabe Kepler. Kepler is 2 for 4 with a home run, a strikeout, a run, and 3 RBIs. Strategy roll is an 11. Brewers holding off. 2-5, column 2, row 5. Range play at Miller Park. We're going to check for special K rating. That is a 5 on a 1-8. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
So
Remember to get your copy of the souvenir program.
no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. And after 8, and they will leave 2 stranded. After 8, we're tied at 5. We go to the top of the 9th. Eric Barnett, C.J. Romeo, and Jason Worth due up for the Fightin' Phils. And with that, David Risky is done. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound, and they are going to bring in, I believe they are going to bring in Simon Torres. Yep, Simon Torres will come in. That is his card. Torres will come into the game with a 16.63 ERA. No wins and 2 losses. Does have 3 saves though. He's pitched 3 and 1/3 of an inning, allowed 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for David Risky, he went 1 inning and an ERA of a 10.52. 8-9-1 in the Phillies lineup. Eric Barnett 1 for 3 with a strikeout and an RBI. They are going to let him take the hit here. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-11. 17 too high. 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a single to Hart. And Barnett is on with a base hit. So with that, Chris Sneag will come in. And he is batting at 800. Strategy roll is a 15, and here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a walk on a 1. The 19 is too high. 5-3, column 5, row 3. It's a home run down the right field side. Hart going back, but that ball is out of here. Tremendous 2-run home run by Chris Sneag. And it puts the Phillies up 7-5. And the Phillies know when they need a home run, they can call on Chris Snelling to get the job done. He gets the home run and gets the Phillies the lead. We go to the top of the order. It is Jason Worth, who is 2 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. Real quick, before we continue on with the rest of this inning, let's take a look at the box score after 8 innings have been played, ignoring the 2 runs that were just scored. Phillies scored a run in the first, 2 runs in the third, 2 runs in the fourth. They had 5 runs on 8 hits, and 5 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors, because we got to deduct 2 hits for that. Brewers scored a run in the first, 3 in the 7th, a run in the 8th, 5 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Top of the order, Jason Worth, who is 2 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a walk on a 1-20. That is an 11, and that's going to be good for a walk.
Outside. Base on ball. So
they are going to leave Simon Torres in. However, the bullpen is starting to warm up. He is given the 2. If he gets 2 more, We'll see what happens here. The manager for the Brewers flashes a 2. Pedro Feliz batting a 242. 5-5. Column 5, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-8, the 18 is too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a single past the shortstop, past Hardy. And with that, Worth will get on with a... Worth will go to second. He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 5-6. That is a 3. He will hold. Action in the Brewers bullpen starting to warm up as Chase Utley comes up. Utley 1 for 4 with a double, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. They are letting Utley take the hit. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-9, that is a 7, and that is going to be a walk.
Walks, and that wasn't close.
And with that, the Brewers will load the bases up, and the manager will come out of the dugout. And that'll be it for Simon Torres. So with no outs and the bases are loaded, they're going to go to Mitch Statler to come in and try to get the rest of the side out. Statler, let's take a look at his card. That is his card. He does have a special K rating. Remember, we will talk about that. That comes into play should we get to the batter's card. So Statler will come into the game with an 0.87 ERA. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's pitched 10 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Simon Torres. He went 3. He didn't even go 1 inning. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 home run, and ERA of a 21.82. Ryan Howard steps up. He's 2 for 4 today with a triple, a strikeout, and an RBI. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. 5-2. Column 5. Row 2. Home run on a 1-18. That's a 17. It's a grand slam. Ryan Howard brings them all home. Grand slam home run by Ryan Howard.
Holy cow! Look at this one!
Down the right field side, and Hart bangs into the outfield wall, but that ball's into the upper decks. He smacked that one long, high, and God. See you later. Howard brings them all home on a grand slam. It's 11-5 Phillies. Talk about a beating. And with that, Taguchi is up. He's batting a .333. And here is the pitch. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a walk plus. On a 1-18, that is a 1. And they're going to walk Taguchi.
Walks, and that wasn't close.
Shane Victorino is up. He's 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Victorino staying in. The pitch, 6-4, column 6, row 4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Miller Park. 2 inside the range of the special K. That is a 2 on a 1-9. It's a strikeout. Struck him out.
Swing of the miss. He struck him out.
So 1 away and a runner on first. Carlos Ruiz is up. He's 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. And here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star. Fly ball back there to Kepler. Kepler will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Eric Barnett. And I believe the Phillies have batted around. Yes, we have batted around. Eric Barnett comes back up to the plate. As the Phillies have batted around in this inning, Barnett 2 for 4 with a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. 5-1, column 5, row 1. on a walk plus 1 to 24. That is a 15, and that's going to be good for a walk.
Outside. Base on ball.
And with that, Chris Sneer will come back up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a home run, a run, and 2 RBIs. And with that, Statler is tired, and they're going to leave Statler in. They need one more out. 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a hit by pitch on a 1 to... Statler will give a plus 10 to that. That is a 10. However, the die roll is a 15. It is too high. 2-6, outside of the range of the special K, column 2, row 6. It's a double out there past Broad.
And it's a double.
1 run will score. Barnett goes to third. Stop sign goes up. Sneer will go to second. It's now 12-5, and we go back to the top of the order. Six-run Phillies are up 6 by 7 right now. On top of the order, Jason Worth, 2 for 3 with a double, with a walk, a run, and an RBI. Statler coming out finally. Phillies just giving the Brewers a beating of their life. And they're going to bring in Mota. Guillermo Mota, that is his card. So Mota will come into the game with no ERA. He does have 2 wins, no losses. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Mitch Statler, who went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, an ERA of a 2.46. Torres, 3 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 home run, an ERA of a 30. Top of the order, Jason Worth, 2 outs, runners on second and third, and the Phillies have batted around here in the top of the 9th. Worth, 3-2, column 3, row 2, strikeout plus on a 1 to 25. That is an 11. Struck him out.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And with that, Phillies, 7 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And they are going to bring in Bradledge. And, let's see, left, right, center. So Bradledge comes into the game now. On the mound, no ERA. He has remained perfect. No wins and no losses. He does have 5 saves, 7 innings pitched, allowed 1 hit, 14 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for CJ Romeo and Ryan Matson. Matson, who went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 1 strikeout. An ERA of a 6.78. Romeo, who finished up that inning, went 2/3, allowed 2 strikeouts, no ERA. Bradledge now takes the mound. 3, 4, and 5 due up in the Brew Crews lineup. Everyone is staying as they are. Ryan Braun, 1 for 4 with a double and 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5, strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 10. Struck him out.
He struck him out.
And that'll put one away. Prince Fielder 0 for 3. Fielder not taking the hit here. And they're going to bring in Lance Nix. Brewers down by 7, as Gene Rayburn would say. 7 to tie, 8 to win. But will the Brewers bring in some 9th inning magic? Lance Nix, here's the pitch. First time we're seeing Nix. Played in 2 games. This is his first at bat. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That's going to be a walk on a 1-20. That is an 8, and that's going to be good for a walk.
Walking. Good base on balls.
So Lance will trot on down to first, and that's going to bring up Corey Hart. Hart, 1 for 4 today with a double and a strikeout. Nix. And they're going to bring in Escobar to pinch run here for him. Hart, 1 for 4, and here is the pitch. 1 out, runner on first, 2-3, column 2, row 3, strikeout on a 1-21. That is a 2. Struck him out.
A swing and a miss. He struck him out.
So 2 away. Bill Hall, 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. The pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1, strikeout on a 1-27. That is a 4. Struck him out looking.
A swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And that's the ball game as the Philadelphia Phillies defeat the Milwaukee Brewers 12-5. Final line score coming right up. So the Philadelphia Phillies easily defeat the Milwaukee Brewers 12-5. 12 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors committed. Brewers, 5 runs on 11 hits and 1 error committed. C.J. Romeo will get the win. Simon Torres will pick up his 3rd straight loss. Chris Snelling and Ryan Howard and Gabe Kepler all hit home runs in this game. Chris Snelling will hit his 3rd home run of the replay. Ryan Howard hits his 5th home run of the replay. And Gabe Kepler will hit his 4th home run of the replay. Let's take a look at the stats here. C.J. Romeo will be accredited with the win. He went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, no ERA. Simon Torres will pick up his 3rd straight loss for the Brewers. He went 3 innings, he went no innings. Gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 home run, an ERA of a 30. So that moves the Phillies will improve to 12-10, and the Brewers will drop to 8-13. So let us update the standings here. All right. So let's take a look at the standings here. After this game, the Phillies now move to 2.5 games back behind the Mets. They were slowly crawling their way back up that board there. Marlins with a 1-game lead. They have a 1.5 game lead behind the Marlins right now. Mets still yet to play, so anything can happen there. As the Brewers drop to 8 games back, they are now 8-13. No change there on in the NL Central. So the Phillies now move to 2.5 games back behind the Mets. And a win there, that gives them their 3rd straight win in a row. Let's italicize that so we know that that's been played. So that is the way the standings look right now after the Phillies and the Brewers game. And want to thank everyone for tuning in. Clue, thank you for stopping by Miller Park, and thanks everybody else who stopped by for today's game of Phillies baseball as the Phillies take on the Brewers. Game 2 of the Phillies and Brewers. Don't know when that's going to be yet. So keep an eye out on the Discord channel. Keep an eye out on my Blue Sky for stuff for that. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up. Until then, I'm Scooty 007. We'll see you next time for another exciting game in with the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. We'll see you next time for some more Phillies baseball. Until then, take care, everyone. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.